Hello, everybody. This is Elisha Keating from WisdomSeekers.net. Emphasis on the .net. And this is my logo. Phoenix Rising, Phoenix Rampant, whatever you want to call it. Wherever that is, so are we. I will be going on in about it's 1:30 now. I will be going on at 3 o'clock today, Saturday, 22nd, for an hour live interactive. Anybody who wants one free question, more than welcome to ask it. That's today, July 22nd. So, what else? That's it, I think. On Monday, I will not be putting out a daily because I'm getting thumb operation. So I don't know how long that it's going to take for me to be able to concentrate on whatever's going on. It might be the next day I can, it might be that it takes me a week. I have no idea, actually. Will depend on the pain level, and nobody would answer me when it came to how much pain there was. So I do have a fairly high tolerance for pain, so the likelihood is that it won't be too long. For July 23rd, though, it's going to be an interesting day. That is Sunday. Okay. The first card, really good card, first card, the Empress. And that's abundance. Abundance of all forms, all shapes, all kinds. It's control over your subconscious, or mastery over your subconscious, not control. Control is a strong word. You don't want to control things. You want to allow things to happen. And even mastery, you don't want to master it. You want something that's a gentler tone. You want to allow it to be part of your life. And then you work together with it. But it has many forms of abundance, the Empress, and that also includes, though I didn't get it, it does include the Emperor coming into your life. But it has to do, and I'm going to flash the card because it's an X-rated card, it does have to do with love, and love, love is a very important part of living through life. We need to love each other, and who you choose to love, that's another area, and it's nothing to who you choose to love is who you choose to love. But there's always a positive and a negative energy, or a masculine or feminine kind of energy within that love. It doesn't matter who you are or not. But it is the woman's job to bring the negative energies' job to bring the positive energies' job to a higher understanding of the spiritual realm. And so tomorrow, the Sunday, the 23rd, is about allowing yourself to know who you are, because if you don't know who you are, there's no way you can love somebody else. It just, love happens when you know who you are, because then you don't have any reservations about falling in love with somebody else. Because if you know who you are, you can see who others might be, and you can only guess. You can never actually fully know, unless you have such a really strong telepathic bonding that, and even still, there will be areas that none of your business and you won't know. And of course, there is it is important that we have boundaries. Even with somebody who you feel very telepathic and very connected with, the boundaries are different, but they're still there. And if you love somebody, you respect them. You don't push them into a corner and tell them they have no choice. You just respect them for who they are and what they are. And if they're not interested, you respect them. If they're interested, then you rejoice. It doesn't matter who you are. There's always the important part of respect in a relationship. One of the most important things you can do in any relationship is the Queen of Swords. And the Queen of Swords is all about opening your heart. So when you talk to somebody, when you fall in love with somebody, you allow your heart to be open. You don't close it down when they give you the wrong answer, what you consider the wrong answer. When they say no to you, you don't close yourself down. You just accept that is who they are. And it doesn't change that you love them. You can easily, because love and dislike, it's easy to flip because they're two different sides of the same coin. But that's not what the point of loving is. The point of loving is you accept them for who and what they are, whether it's what you want them to be or not. You can choose to put boundaries up and walk away, but the likelihood of you not loving them, if you love yourself completely, is pretty low. The boundaries should be sufficient for you to love somebody and just simply walk away. If there's not enough coherence in the relationship. What's the next? The next part is Two of Wands. And it is time for the world as we know it to change their understanding of what love is. And love, yes, it is to marry and have children and that kind of love is still there. But there's other forms of love too, where sometimes it's simply you want to spend time with that person, you want to enjoy that person, you want to talk to and expand your version of who you are in respect to who they are. So love is a very powerful motivator. It shifts and changes you and takes you to a higher spiritual understanding. That's what the point of love is. And when you do that, you get the Temperance, and that's bringing in and cleaning up old energy. It's cleaning up the way things have been or will be. And how do we do that? Can be very difficult when we're just learning how to walk when it comes to love. Just like a child that's just taking its first steps. It takes time to get your balance. And many times babies, they run rather than walk. Well, we don't want to do that. We want to take our time to get to know who and what we are. But how do we do that? Well, it takes a lot of courage, quite frankly, to do that, the Two of Swords. But if you know that you want to love and love openly and cleanly, then you set that as your goal. How you get there, it's a different way, but you have to do it with balance. It's always balance that you want to fall in line with, and it takes courage. And this is the Two of Chariots, which again is balance, right? You want to stay in balance, and balance is not necessarily easy when you are learning how to actually love somebody for the first time. And true love does not ask you to do certain things. It has no expectations. But if the love does not match, you do have the right to have boundaries. I know that sounds a little strange, but it also works. You have the right for boundaries. You don't just give everything away carte blanche. You have the right to expect things in return if the love is returned, and if you don't, well, again, that's where you put up boundaries and you walk away with it doesn't suit you. This is something that you will be, the Ten of Pentacles, that you will be supported in very carefully. And loving the new it's not a new way of loving, it's a returning to loving the way we used to love before we were human, and before we came down to the physical earth. The physical earth has requirements. You need somebody strong to protect the weak and the infirm. You need somebody strong to bring in the food for the weak and the infirm. And so we needed a different kind of love. But now we don't, as a general rule, we don't. And now we can work together to work side by side. Not the same job, but not different either. And I know that sounds really bizarre, right? But the female is different from the male, and the male is different from the female, and we cannot make them the same, and we do not want to make them the same. That would be utterly boring. But learning to work together and fill in the gaps of the other, well, having respect is what true love is nowadays. So I'm going to call it at that. I have more cards, but I'm not going to go on forever. I can, though, obviously. So just know that the 23rd is about love and allowing yourself to be in love, and still maintaining your own self, right? It's very important you maintain who you are. When you know who you are, then you are capable of loving. Namaste. Namaskar. I love you, and you I do love. Bye.